stress. You let me stress. I'm going to get you ready. It's just I'm having to pick and choose what not to review that I know you probably don't know how to because I don't have time. And that's one of my stresses. Okay, here we go. Look at number 1. Number 1. Guys, it's asking for the rate. For the rate. To get the unit rate, you have to divide y by x. I noticed a lot of people did this. You got the change in y with the change in x. You do not do that for the unit rate. This is the constant of proportionality, the unit rate. So you should have divided 76 by 2 and got what? 38. So change that. If you aren't at cats, change that. That's how it should be written. And then you're going to divide. I divided all of them. I divided 114 by 3, 152 by 4, divided all of them. Okay? Just to make sure. Okay, number 2. Guys, is this increasing or decreasing? Increasing. So we're going to eliminate G and J. And then I'm going to go do the slope because it tells me to. I'm going to pick that point and that point. Guys, I've noticed. I was helping somebody and they were doing the slope wrong, and that's why they're not getting them right. Look, I'm going to show you something. Pretend you're in a car, and I'm going from that point to that point. Here's what I saw some people do. I'm going to do pencil some. Here's what I saw people do. That's why you don't know if it's positive or negative. You're starting here. I'm going over here, and I'm counting. I'm looking down here. I'm going from 1 to 4, so that's 3. And I'm going up 2, positive 2. And then I'm coming over here and writing rise over run. Guys, when you write all that down, you're telling me, Miss Causey, I'm trying my best to show you what I'm talking about. And so it's H. Okay, number 3. Number 3. It says rate of change, which is the slope. Right, slope up there. Now, rate of change means I'm doing change in y over change in x. That's your hint. Hey, you're doing rate of change. Oh, I got to do the change in y over change in x. That goes up what? 12, and that goes up 2. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. Everything I'm doing is what you should have done. Correct it with a pen, blue pen if you didn't. Okay? Number 4. Number 4. Claire has some money. She starts a new job, and she gets the same pay every day. How much money did Claire have in her savings account before she started her new job? Before she started. So what is that when you're looking at that equation? No, what she started with. Which yes. Circle the B. Write that and circle the B. The y-intercept is what she starts with. Remember, it's on the y-intercept. It's what you start with. So she's starting with this amount. So we could count back to 0, huh? Yes. We could do that, but I want to practice this other just in case, because we just need more practice at it. So we're going to go find the slope first. So change in y. Yes. What is change in y? 120. And what's the change in x? 5. So 120 divided by 5 is, and you know what they did? They put 24 as one of the answers because they said, oh, somebody's going to pick 24. Now, Logan suggested instead up here we didn't have room, he said, let's go put 24x down there. So 24 times 5 is 120. And 120 plus 10 gives me 130. So my equation is y equals 24x. Oh, I should just write it down here. 24x plus 10. So 24 is how much what? No. Yes, the slope. But what's the rate of change? But what does it mean? 24 what? For what? 24 for what? No, not days. X is the days. $24 per day. Guys, we have to know what each part stands for. They might ask that. And on this one, you got to know what the 24 is not what she started with. That's what she gets paid per day. X is the days. Look, number of work days. So the 10 is what she starts with. Okay, number 5. The y-intercept is what? -6. So this is what I did. I went and put b equal -6. And then I'm going to find the slope, rise over run. Let's pick -4, -4, and -6, -3. We may have done something different. Okay, that's fine. It's just one person. Well, some people weren't here. So we're going to go to the left. How many? So -2 up 1. So 1 over -2. So we should have eliminated B and C. And then it's going to be D, huh? Good. Next page for homework. If you were at CAT, you already got the whole thing done. Don't you? Okay, look at 16 on your practice test. Very few people got this right. Raise your hand if you got a check or smiley face. Don't raise it if you got an X or an XW. On 16. Willie? You're the only one? Okay. Guys, what a lot of you did is said 3, 4, 5 rule. You're picking the one that's not a length of a right triangle. Well, on F, you could say 3, 4, 5 rule times 2 gives you 6, 8, 10. So that is a right triangle, isn't it? That's true. Or you could put yes. True or yes. But then the rest of them, you need to go do the theorem for. And we're going to do a little bit more practice on it in a minute. So we're going to go, which is C? Which one's C? 37. Thank you. So you're going to go 12 squared plus 35 squared equals 37 squared. You did this, David? I'm putting those numbers in to see if they work in this theorem, it's going to be a right triangle. So 144 plus 1225, 1369. I'm going to get your lids off the calculator and let's do it. You can't learn how to pitch a softball sitting on the bench. So then we're going to add those. See, I'm just following the formula. And now, every step I look and see, what can I do on this step? Well, I can add that. That's true. That is a right triangle. Then I'm going to do H. And so 4, 6, and 10 would be your A, your B, your C. That's an equal sign, not equal. I'm just putting the numbers in the theorem. The biggest number has to be the C. So 16 plus 36 equals, isn't it 100? Yeah. And then we're going to add those two numbers. 52, it does not equal 100. So this is false. There's our no. That's not going to make a right triangle. It'll make a triangle maybe. It's not going to make a right triangle. Okay? And y'all see what we do on the next one? So I'm not going to do that one just for time. Okay, look at 17 because we need to get to this. Okay. The approximate length of segment NP rounded to the nearest tenth. So draw your line. A lot of you did, you just counted. You just counted. You said, oh, about 1, about 2, about 3, and did 11. And then a lot of people did the slope. I will give you a $100 bill if you can find where it says to do the slope on that page. If you're going to do the slope, it's going to ask for the slope of the rate of change, not a distance from one point to another. Slope does not give you a distance. Slope does not give you a distance. Okay? So, did anybody get this right? Okay, Hayden, tell them what you did. Pythagorean theorem. You're going to draw a right triangle. We're going to do, hopefully we'll get to it today or tomorrow. We're going to do some more of these. You have to do the right triangle. There's another way to do it. It's a distance formula, but it's not on your formula chart, and this is on there, and so you can learn how to do this. So we're trying to find side C, aren't we? So A squared plus B squared is C squared. What do y'all want A to be? Okay, A is 8. B is, oh, no, it's not negative. You're just counting the distance. We're not doing slope. We're not doing slope. We're just doing the distance. Distance can't be negative. So 8 squared plus 11 squared equals C squared. 64 plus 121 equals C squared. 185 equals C squared. Stop. Are we trying to find the area or the side length?
Side length.
Side length. So we got to keep going. Square root. Good. And you know what? Somebody missed it first period because they didn't round right when we were correcting. Does everybody understand how to round to the nearest tenth? We've worked on that all year. Nearest tenth. And remember, on a griddable, always circle your answer. Some of you guys keep forgetting that. Okay? Look at 18. Guys, this is 75, and a lot of you got it right, but you don't really know why it's 75. Why does X have to be 75, Madison? Well, they're congruent, but why do they have to be congruent? Logan. David, what do you think? They're corresponding angles. They're not same side interior. Guys, same side interior are supplementary. They are not congruent. If you told me same side interior, you really should have missed it, because this and this are same side interior, which means they add up to 180 and they're not congruent. These two are corresponding angles, and besides that, 75 is not interior. Interior are those angles right there. Some of you said F because they're congruent. Well, I know they're congruent. You should have said why they're congruent. Corresponding angles is what you should have had there. Very few people knew that. Those are called corresponding angles. Y'all remember that now? Because I don't think I'm going to have time to review that. What? I know they're the same angles. That doesn't tell me why. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're the same angles, but why? Because they're corresponding. Okay, everybody look at 19. Circle X plus 9, Y plus 4. When you're adding or subtracting to X and Y, what is that called? Translation. And remember when we took the figure that I gave you and you translated it, did it change size or anything? No, it's exactly the same figure. So you should have put the figure on there. If you didn't do it, that means you were just lazy. What does that mean? X plus 9. Move it what? 9 to the right and go up 4. And that's what you should have done. And so does that change anything? No, it stays the exact same. And some of you wrote me the neatest notes. Stays congruent. Stays the same. So B, everything stays the same. The angles, the sides, everything. Okay? 20. Look at 20. A reflection across the X. Is that going to change? Okay, which one does not preserve congruence? That means not going to stay congruent. If I reflect over the X, what happens? Stays the same. It's the same figure, isn't it? I just flip it. Okay? When I translate it, what happens? It just slides over. It's the same triangle or whatever. Dilation.
It changes.
Guys, some people put it gets smaller. No, it gets 5 times bigger. Everybody say dilation. Scale factor. Changes size. Dilation. Scale factor. Changes size. Multiply. Factor means to multiply. Rotation, what does that mean? Just turn. It's going to stay the same. You're just taking the same figure and turning it. So, H. Not going to stay congruent. Okay, 21. We're almost done. Okay. Everybody go write 90 and 270. Let's do what Coach King taught us. If you're doing a 90 or 270, 90, do your arms. Don't hit anybody. Do your arms. Make a 90-degree angle. 90-degree angle. And this is 90, and so from there all the way around to here is 270, right? What do you do on a 90 and 270? Switch the numbers. So let's do it again. Okay, right. 90 and 270, switch the numbers. Look for the quadrant to go the side. You remember that? So you're gonna let's say just flip numbers. Flip numbers, look for the quadrant. That'll tell you the signs to use. On a 90 and 270. Hey, who thinks they can't study for math? Good. 90 and 270. We're going to write this in our book maybe tomorrow. When you flip on 90 and 270, flip the numbers, look for the quadrant. On a 180, make a 180, don't hit anybody. Make a 180. You might have to back up. 180, what do? Signs. Good. You flip the signs. Flip the sign. Think about a 180 dunk. You just flip around, don't you? Just flip around. Okay. So which one's it going to be?
A.
We're doing a 180. A. You're flipping the signs. Flipping both signs. Okay. Look at 22. Oh, guys. Somebody said, you mean that's all you had to do? Yeah. Look. That's linear right there. That's not linear. That's not linear. That's all over the place. Okay? And this is a positive trend. I forgot to say this first and second period. This is positive, isn't it? This is no trend. No correlation. No. They're all over the place. That'd be like me asking how many cell phones you had and or let's say not cell phones, how many TVs you had and how many dogs you have. Is there any correlation to that? How many TVs determine how many dogs you have? No. I have 3 TVs and no dogs. So it doesn't matter. But positive means one number affects the other. Okay? 23. All you had to do was put these points on there. 65 for 6. 65 is 6. You better put them on there with a blue pen if you didn't. 92, I don't care if you got it right, goes about right there. 67 goes about right there. I'm not thinking any of those work, do you? Nope, nope, nope. What about 76? Look, it's right in the big middle of all that. 76. Hey, what kind of scatter plot is that? Negative. Negative. Good. Okay, last one today, 24. Look at 24. Mean absolute deviation. What did we call that when we were doing it? The MAD. We called it the MAD. The MAD. And a lot of you did the right first step. You got the first step right, and you picked 71, but that was the mean. That's not what they wanted. They didn't. So you got the first step right. So if you got 71, put a 1 by it. Put a 1 by it. Circle, put a 1. Because the first thing you got to do is add all those numbers up, get 426, and divide 426 by 6. Now there's 6 numbers, huh? And get 71. Yes, the first step is to get the mean. And what do they put over there? 71, so you'll get confused. But when you see mean absolute deviation, what I need you to do is go circle 1, 2, 3. You know there's 3 steps. MAD. 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 You got 3 steps. That way they can't trick you. They can't trick you if you do this. Now, on the second step, you're going to get the absolute value of each number when you subtract. You got to subtract 71. I'm going to put it up there. You got to subtract the mean and all these numbers, but you can't get a negative. You just take the positive number of it, the absolute value of it. So, look, the absolute value of negative 1.6 is 1.6. Absolute value of 5 is 5. That means how far is it from 0 is all they're asking. So it doesn't matter how you subtract these. Just get the difference of the two numbers, but it can't be negative. It's got to be the absolute value of it. So we're going to go subtract. What's the difference in 68 and 71? Let's try not to use our calculator on this. Does everybody see how Willie got 3?
Yes.
Are you sure? Okay. So what's the next one? 1, 6. Is he right? Guys, if you add 6 to 64, you get 70 plus 1. Okay? The difference in 69, 71, 2 and 5. Now we got to add those up. Oh, people. Okay. It's really upsetting that y'all can't add that in your head. Guys, look, 4 plus 6 is 10. 19, 24. Okay, and look what they got over there. 24. But see, they're not going to trick us. They're not going to trick us. Because we know we got one more step to go. So we know, you're not tricking me. I'm not done. I'm not done. But they put 24 over there. Now, I'm going to do the last step, which is I'm going to call this the divide step. We got to go divide again to get the mean again. So we got to take 24 and divide by how many?
71.
Well,
No, 6.
you're getting the mean of 24. There were 6 numbers. So what's your answer? 4. Now it's over there. 4. Put your name at the top of the page. Put your name at the top of the page. Pass it to the end, and Miss Kent will pick it up. Now look at your okay. Everybody look at your, let's do one more. Let's do one more math. Okay. Okay. Guys, we're going to do one more math. This is the last time you're doing math to review. So if you don't get it, you better ask questions right now. Or come in again in the morning, or come see me. It's on you. God bless you. Okay, so look, they gave us a number line and told us what the data is. And here they are. Okay, so we're going to come over here. Hey, the first thing I want you to do is write 1 is M, 2 is A, 3 is D. Mad. Well, that's just the answer. Okay, so number 1, we're going to go write the data down. 1.7, 2.3, 3.8, 4.2, and 5. We're going to add it up. What do you got to do with that 17? Don't just sit there. What do you got to do? Why 5? There's 5 numbers. Good deal. So what you get? 3.4. So go write that down. Am I finished? That's just the mean. Now what do I have to do? No. Because on the second step, you're getting the absolute value of the difference. So I'm going to go subtract 3.4 and 1.7. Go. Remember, no negatives. Subtract them all. 3.4 in every number. No negatives. I bet most of you can go on, can't you? You know what to do. Go. Go all the way to the end. I love doing the math. Okay, guys. Now you're going to check. You should have gotten 1.7, 1.1, 0.4, 0.8, 1.6 when you subtracted 3.4 and all these numbers. You got 5.6. That's the total. But then you have to come over here and divide by 5, and that gives you the math. 1.12. Now you need to fold it and glue it in the next place in your spiral. And if you don't understand, you need to come in and get help on it. If you don't have a glue stick, get somebody's and share. Okay. About got it. Look at this page. Now we're going to go back to Pythagorean theorem that we worked on a while ago. Come on, glue it. You should already be through. Glue. Hey, y'all put the cap on there tight. That's why they're drying out. Okay, does everybody have this page? Okay. Look, they're giving you 3 squares. They're giving you 3 squares on each one of these, 1, 2, and 3, to see if you can, remember when I gave you 3 squares? The 3 squares I gave you guys could fit together. Okay, and to make a right triangle. But remember that last one where y'all had to pick the one? Well, some of them didn't work, did they? So that's what we're doing here, but we're not going to cut them apart. What can we do? What can we do to find out if they're going to work? Yes. Go use the theorem. A squared plus B squared is C squared. Just go put the numbers in the theorem, and then if it works, hey, you're good to go. So what's going to what do y'all want A to be?
2
Well, 2 just right now. What's 4? B and does C have to be 6? Well, it's the biggest. It has to be so 2 squared plus 4 squared equals 6 squared. 4 plus 16 equals,
36.
is that true? 4 plus 16 is 20. 20 does not equal 36, so this is a no. You could make a triangle in there, you just can't make a right triangle. Number 2. Okay, what do y'all want A to be? B, C, awesome. So we're going to put 4.5 squared plus 6 squared equals 7.5 squared. Okay? What's 4.5 squared? 12.25? Oh, 20. I'm sorry, 20. You're right. Okay. 20.25 plus 36, and what's 7.5? And when you add those two numbers, what do you get? So is this a yes or a no? So we could fit those together, and where we fit them together would make a perfect right triangle. Awesome. Okay, now everybody go do number 3 by yourself. And then answer 4 or 5, yes or no. So, what'd you get? 5 squared plus 9 squared equals, so 25 plus 81 equals,
121.
and so that's going to be what?
No.
106, so that's a no. What about 4? No. Huh? Oh, 1. Okay. So, it does not equal. Look right here. That's a no because this should be what? C. And what about this?
Yes.
They tricked you. That's A all the way across there.
Oh, they didn't put it.
This should be A right there. Okay? Put this in practice. No, put this in practice. Put this in practice. And then the review. If you have a review. You should have. Did everybody finish their review from yesterday? That review 3. Well, they didn't have time because my. Okay, here. Y'all have it. Yes, y'all put. That's why I don't have it. No. Okay, review 3. Hop it out. And remember, hey, just don't move. Just sit right there because you don't have much time. Don't cheat. You're going to put yes or no in each blank. On 5 through 8, you got to graph them. Well, you're behind. You don't change that. I'm doing that. Go. Well, I'm worried. Put it back into practice. Now